Good morning. Thank you very much. I have a lot to unpack today. I want to read you something first, and then we will practice a little bit of the Gayatri Mantra, just so that you are prepared for Friday. I hope you all come. It's going to be a magical evening with Seema from India. So listen carefully. I am that. I love and believe in everyone around me. I am that. I love and believe in myself. Every time new desires arise, I give thanks for already receiving them. I shape my destiny through my heart's desires. I have undoubted certainty that I can attract anything I want into my life just by being what I want. If I want to be wealthy, I must first be wealthy in consciousness. Therefore, I claim, feel, and declare that I am wealthy, prosperous, and abundant. I claim that I am financially free and I can have all the money I desire. I'm about to experience the largest breakthrough of my life. It is all happening for me, and I can feel it. I persist in this feeling and watch as my imagination externalizes right in front of me. I watch the unseen reality unfold before my very eyes. I'm living proof that everyone can manifest their desires. I am that I am. It's this wonderful story, and my husband's like, he's the best. And I was looking for the story this morning, and he's like, you tell it. Because I couldn't find it written. I said, oh, but it's written so much nicer than I can. He says, you can tell it even better. So the story is that once upon a time that there was a young woman walking down the street, and it was very, very cold, and she had quite a ways to go, and she didn't think she could make it because I don't know how many of you are just like that person who it's like if the wind is whipping your face, you're like, I don't think I can go any further. And a very kind person opened the door and let them come in and get warm and wait until the breeze stopped, and then they were able to continue on the way. Well, this was wonderful, and why wouldn't we want this? Of course we would want a kind person to help us along the way. Of course we would. But what happens the next time that happens again, and then we're looking for that kind person to open the door and warm us up? Instead, would it be more helpful if that person said to us something along the lines of, it's not that much further, you can make it. I have faith in you, you can do this. And this is part of what I just read, is it really is in the long run up to us. That as much as we have well-meaning people around us, which is great and wonderful, and we love community and it's supportive and it's necessary. But in the long run, and if we go back to the Gita, in the long run, the only way that we can be Arjuna, the greatest warrior, the greatest fighter, the one who always wins battle, the only way we can be that is if we stand up and fight. We cannot hand it off to somebody else to do for us. So in the Gayatri Mantra, this is the mantra that I'm kind of getting us prepared for, so that I have these moments. I've been teaching since 1996, so I don't know how many years that is, but how many? 26 years. Thanks, Elliot. So that's a pretty damn long time. And so when I have someone that has been with me for a very, very long time, and then another teacher steps in and they're like, well, do you any of you know the blah, blah, blah? And everybody sits there with like these blank faces. And I'm like, they fucking know this. They fucking know this. Why aren't they doing? Just kidding. The F word didn't need to come out. But the idea is that as a teacher, like, there's no way. I've taught them this millions of times and they look blank faced at this teacher. So I don't want on Friday, when she starts to teach us the Gayatri Mantra, that you're like, I've never heard the Gayatri Mantra before. So you've been with me long enough, you have. So calm down, Sheryl. Here we go. The goddess Gayatri breathes life into the world. So in the sutras, I told you I have a lot to unpack today. There is tapas, svadhyaya, and ishva pranidhana. Again, this relates back to what it is that you yourself are doing in this world. You're igniting this purifying flame, which is the Gayatri Mantra, may the flame inside of me. Svadhyaya, you're doing your own studies. This is what we do, is we study ourselves. And then Ishvara Pranidhana, we dedicate it to this divine light that not only exists within us, but is the entire universe. So in the Gayatri Mantra, the sacred mantra of a prayer, which is from the Rig Veda, chanted for thousands and thousands of years and invokes a divine light, honoring the ages and the sources that continue from creation till now and beyond. The sacred prayer dedicated to the goddess Gayatri, a feminine aspect of pure consciousness, is considered to be the mother of all Vedas, and from divine light, she creates all light. So again, if you haven't, close your eyes. Om Bhur, Om Bhuvaha, Om Swaha, Om Maha, Om Janaha, Om Satyam. Earth, all the lokas, all the different levels and planes of existence. Om Bhur Bhurva Swaha, Om Bhur Bhurva Swaha, Tat Saviturvarenyam, Tat Saviturvarenyam, Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi, Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi, Dhiyo Yana Prachodaya, Dhiyo Yana Prachodaya. Om Swaha, Om Swaha. For the inner light in me, I offer that light, that effulgent light within me, Om Swaha. Ignite that effort, that beauty, explosion, powerful me into this world, as me, for me, to create a higher consciousness for the entire universe. And please let your eyes float open. Come onto your hands and knees and press back into child's pose. Let your breath become deep. Let your body feel this breathing as healing. Think that in every moment that I breathe consciously, I'm healing an aspect of myself. Every moment that I'm bringing my mind to my breath to the cells of my body, I'm healing. And for every moment that I know that I am in this world, and that I must be the one who takes full responsibility for me. And I also allow others on my path to take full responsibility for themselves. That doesn't mean that I hold them in that place that, oh, pointing finger. But that I know that they have a journey as well. And it may be messy, as will mine. Come on up to your hands and knees. Cat and cow. Just because I have an effulgent light within me, just because I have the goddess, the God within me, doesn't mean that I won't be messy. And maybe the messier I am, the more beautiful I am. The more I try to be something else or someone else, the less beautiful I am. Eyes are open, our eyes are closed. Your journey is yours, my journey is mine, and together we come to create magic. What about some hip circles here? Move those hips. Ignite that fire, keep that navel center not harsh, but drawn in, a lightness. Beautiful. Let the shoulders move here, let the neck move here. And then take it in the other direction. We'll get right into the hips. So slide your right knee in front of your left knee. Separate your feet nice and wide. Do not sit back, just slightly move the hips back and walk the hands forward as if you're in child's pose here. So knee on top of knee, all the way on top. So move the right shin all the way to the other side. You got it. Gorgeous. That's it. Now sit those hips back even a little bit more. Valerie, a little bit more. There you go. Walk those hands forward. Lightness of touch in those hands and those wrists and those fingers. And a breath into that back body. Come forward onto those hands and knees and switch other knee in front. Once again, just slowly, mindfully, move your hips slightly back. Outer hips pull back. Low belly draws in. Just feel. Good, come forward, undo your legs. Come into downward facing dog, please. Lift your hips high to the sky. Slowly, mindfully, like a beautiful walking meditation, walk your feet up to your hands. Lower down to squat and lie onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest. And breathe deeply here. Tapas is igniting the purifying flame within us. Svadhyaya, sacred study of the divine through nature, through introspection, through scripture. Ishvara Pranidhana is dedication to the divine light in all, the God essence. This is a very mighty and blessed formula, these three. So bring your right ankle on top of your left knee. Bring your left knee in towards your chest, keeping your left shin lifted, left foot flexed, right foot flexed. There you go, Tony. Great. Yep. And breathing deeply into this. Feel like the heart center is lifted, but the rib cage still is drawn to the floor. So you still have action in that spine. So there's a little bit of a curve in your spine, a natural curve in your spine. And then go ahead and slide the right knee on top of the left knee, just like you were playing with when we began, and squeeze your shins toward each other here instead of separating them. Don't use your hands to do this. Lift your chest here again. Get your sides of your throat nice and long so you can breathe. And then unwind to happy baby pose. Reach for your insteps. Move your knees quite wide. Hug your shins in. Lower back presses into the floor. And you're really working neck muscles here too, because the head is pressing into the floor, not hurting, just that sense of connecting. Good. And then change ankle to knee, switch sides. Left ankle on top of right knee. Once again, both feet are flexed. Lift the chest, soften the ribs. And breathe deep. You wander in. Seems often easier to see where someone else can be fixed or changed or supported and held, but turning that inward to ourselves, not always easy. And of course, we're never fixing anyone. And slide knee on top of knee, squeeze shins together, draw knees in close to the navel. Good, unwind to happy baby pose. Hug your knees into your chest. To roll up, to sit. Scoot your butt back just a little bit. Bring the soles of your feet together. Maybe sit up on a blanket. Press your baby toes into the earth. Bow forward, any amount. Take yourself down deep into that first, second, third chakra. Personal power, walking this path. You know, I say this all the time, it's not like the lower chakras are better than the higher chakras. They're just different frequencies, but the lower chakras are really working our stuff, really getting into our shit and our goodness and everything that exists as us. Good, come on up, plant your feet. Bring your hands behind you, fingertips toward the buttocks is the way I like it. Plant the feet well, lift your hips up, nice and high, reverse table. Good, lower that all the way down, come to a cross-legged position and come back to your hands and knees. Slide the right knee in front of the left knee. Sit back between your heels and or take your right shin in front of your left shin. Maybe a lock between your heels. Put a block between your heels. So you're sitting between your feet in the center of your feet. Yes. And then maybe walk forward, maybe stay exactly where you are. You need to change that up so that your shin, let's change up so your right shin is in front of your left shin. Yeah, because that's going to get stuck there. Nice Jackie, nice Jane, nice Jen. JJJ. Come on up, unwind, maybe a downward facing dog if you'd like. If you're like, please, can I do a vinyasa? Go ahead, do a vinyasa. That's good. And then down onto those knees again, hands and knees. Slide the other knee in front. Which one is that, the left? Yes. Left knee in front of right knee or left shin in front of right shin. Nice. And, you know, there might be the moment today that we're going to just be upright and sit really tall and get our spine long. And maybe we're going to walk forward. Nice, Angela. Nice, Lisa. Embracing earth, heaven, and beyond. Where that sacred source is revealed, evoking the resplendent flame, the all-pervading light, venerating us all. Beautiful. All these parts, they are lightable lights, that there isn't anything that isn't that divine light. Sometimes difficult to see that, right? Or even experience that. Everything is light, everything is God. Everything is here to elevate us. Good, walk that back up, unwind, downward facing dog. Inhaling that right leg back and up behind you, down dog split. And sending the right knee forward for pigeon. So some options, we were already on our back, and if that's something you need to do is flip on your back, you can do that again, or you can bring your soles of your feet together again. And then if you've taken pigeon, go ahead and walk forward. Bring your forehead to the mat if you want to come onto your back again, or stay upright and bring the soles of your feet together. Yeah. Nice, Sarah. Hi, puppy. Nice, Jane. Susan. Breathe into every cell of your body. Nothing that you are not capable of doing. Capable of everything because you are that effulgent light. We are that effulgent light. But we are also limited by human behavior, human mind. But the truth is, it's really not limiting, is it? Good. Walking yourself up, slide that left leg out in front of you, Jana Shirshasana, right foot inside your left thigh. Flowing over that left leg, bow forward, please. Nice melody. Tony, beautiful. Yeah, slowly come on up. Cross-legged position. Hands forward, rolling back to downward facing dog. Again, vinyasa if you'd like. You find pigeon on the second side, left leg back and up. Drawing the knee forward for pigeon. Nice, Angela. Kathy, beautiful. Katrin. Wandering into that space. Something opening. Maybe it's a longer exhale. Maybe it's opening to an aha. Maybe it's opening to a place in the body that's letting go. Why we love the affirmations in our life. Universe is blessing me every moment, whether it be with people, moments, things, or places I go. Trusting this journey, allowing and allowed to express myself. I am ready to receive miracles. I'm ready for what is to come. As you slowly walk yourself back up, sliding your right leg forward. Wiggle your butt back just a little bit. Sometimes it's nice to sit up on a blanket here. Come into that forward bend. Beautiful Sharon. Beautiful. Adjusting, releasing. Lots of breath here, taking it slow. Like we're at the beginning of that, what do I want to call it, that we're about to run a race and we're at the start line, and what's the race? It's the minute that all of a sudden the weather goes into the 60s, 50s, and 60s, and we're out and running. We don't stop when the spring comes, Or like all my puppy dogs that have spring fever, we also have spring fever, so we're out and about. So here we have these last couple of days to really just snuggle in and get inside of ourselves. It's not to say that we leave ourselves once we get spring fever, but we do kind of go a little insane, don't we? We're ready to do that, which is amazing. And for all of the witches around me, we're like dying for that first pop up of the weeds in the yard. We're like, dandelions are here. Come on up. Cross-legged position, downward facing dog. You're here, you're back. Welcome, I've missed you. Or my neighbors get a little scared. Roll forward to plank pose. There she goes again. Right hand holds you, Vashisthasana, left leg stacks on top, or step your top foot forward or back. Pull up from earth energy and then slide that left arm over your ear and lengthen those left ribs as long as you can. And then lower that left hand down to the floor and change sides. And then lower that hand down, lower all the way down to your belly and come into Sphinx pose. Elbows underneath your shoulders. And just simply slide your right knee out to the right. Slide your right knee out to the right. So your knee and your ankle are in one line. Slide it out even more. That's it. Flex your foot. You got it. Lift up. Pull your elbows forward so your chest is lifted. That's it. That's it. Palms flat. And then drag your chest forward, navel in. It's like a very simple hip opener. So most of us, it's no big deal. So breathe. Good. And then slide that leg back and change side. Beautiful. As you exhale, slide that leg back, press back into child's pose. I love this. This is just fun. If I had my life to live over again, I'd like to make more mistakes next time. I'd relax. I'd limber up. I'd be sillier than I had been this trip. I'd take more chances. I'd climb more mountains and swim more rivers. I'd eat more ice cream and less beans. I'd perhaps have more actual troubles, but I have fewer imaginary ones. You see, I'm one of those people who live sensibly and sanely, hour after hour, day after day. I've had my moments. If I had to do it over again, I'd have more of them. In fact, I'd try to have nothing else, just moments, one after another, instead of living so many years ahead of each day. I'd be one of those persons who never got anywhere without a thermometer, a hot water bottle, a raincoat, and a parachute. If I had to do it again, I would travel lighter than I have. If I had my life to live over again, I'd start barefoot earlier in the spring and stay that way till late in the fall. I'd dance more dances and I'd ride more merry-go-rounds. I'd pick more daisies. Again and again. Come on up to downward facing dog. Inhale that right leg back and up behind you. And then step that right foot forward and bring both hands inside your right foot. Now you can lower your back knee or keep your back knee lifted. And just walk your hands to the upper left-hand corner of your mat, lowering your elbows down to the mat. Press your sit bones back and wide. Some of you might feel the desire to let your right knee fall out to the right. You can do that being on baby toe side of your right foot. Nice, Jen. That means lifting your inner thigh and pressing your inner thigh wide, making space. Nice, Jackie. Just see, nice, Sarah. Just see the difference between letting everything just hang to the floor and pressing everything back and away from the floor. And see which one gives you more power. Perfect. Walk that back in. Downward facing dog. Excuse me. Left leg back and up behind you. Stepping your left foot forward. Bringing both hands inside. Walking your hands to the upper right-hand corner of your mat. And again, playing with what opens you up here. Miss Kathy. Catch. Beautiful, Tony. A sense of walking away from that inner thigh, pressing away. Make sure the knee is not passing the ankle here and make sure the foot is flat. So slide that right foot forward or left foot forward, whichever foot you're on, just a little bit more. And again, be aware of not letting your rib cage fall to the floor. Great. Good. Walk yourself up, downward facing dog. Walk or jump to squat. If squat doesn't work for you, maybe a nice chair or blanket under your heels. And then standing forward bend. Beautiful, everybody. Open and close your mouth. With a long inhale, take your left leg to the sky. Inhale the whole left leg up, standing split. Notice the top of your right thigh. I want space there. So lift your low belly up and off that thigh. Maybe you want to bend the knee to create that. And then slide your right arm to the sky, right arm up. And in doing that, see how much you can lift your left thigh a little higher. So again, you're not just dropping into the top of your right thigh. Good, lower that hand and that foot down. Bend your knees, come into chair, groin soften. And then you plant your hands down to the floor again. Very nice. Long inhale again. So the inhale gets so long, take the leg up to the sky. Play for just a moment in space in that top thigh, top left thigh. And then take your left arm to the sky. Keep lifting up and away from that thigh, not easy here. Lower both feet and hands to the floor, hands on your hips. Press down through your legs, rise up to stand. Close your eyes for just a moment and feel. Body, this mind. And it is that you dedicate this body and this mind to. It doesn't have to be God. It could be the sun. It could be earth. It could be to a greater source of whatever that is for you. Keep your eyes open. Hug your left knee into your chest. Wrap your left knee on top of your right knee, Garudasana. And right elbow on top of left. Take your seat way back. Lower your elbows down to meet your knees and breathe deeply, please. Garudasana. Again, still feel, how can I lift my low belly up and away from the thigh? Nice, Lisa. I love when I see it happen. Come on up and release. It's just playing with how much can I think to myself, this lowest part of my belly and my top of my thighs, they are not meant to be squashed together. They're meant to expand away from each other. So try Garudasana, Eagle Pose, second side. Right knee on top of left knee, left elbow on top of right. Now lift your chest a little bit more. And release. Beautiful work, everybody. Good. Inhale those arms to the sky. Hold on to that left wrist and pull to the right. Reach down through those legs. One up, switch side. Beautiful. Come on up, sit back into chair. Clasp your hands behind your back, shrug your shoulders towards your ears, and bow, taking the arms up and over and out. Watch that you don't lock your knees back, keep your shins moving forward. And drop your hands down to the floor, coming back into squat. Take your right arm inside your right knee, left arm to the sky. Nice, Lisa. Nice melody. Yep. And switch side. And that sense of pressing into the knee and the arm, push those sit bones wide. Oh my goodness. Lower the hand down, lower the seat down, bring the soles of your feet back together. Again, maybe sitting up on a blanket. And then move your feet slightly forward. Good, then lift your seat, move it back again. Inner groins back and wide. Making sure the baby toes stay anchored to the floor, walk yourself forward any amount. To know yourself is the greatest gift we can give ourselves in this lifetime. Who are we? So hum, I am that I am. So hum. Tapas is literally meant to burn or purify, bringing us to that place within ourselves where we seek inner dwelling. Good. Now inhale, come on up and move your feet slightly further away from you. Just slightly, just slightly. Send your butt back again. Inner groins move back and wide. And then come forward again. Nice catch. Breathing deep into this back body. If for a moment you want to plant your hands on the floor somewhere and feel as if you're dragging your hands back as you pull your heart forward. And then slowly come on up. Good. Now separate your feet, but keep your knees bent and come onto your heels. So separate your feet as if you're doing a squat here. So your feet are going to slightly turn out. Good. Now dig your heels down, draw them back, and reach your right arm inside your right knee. Take your left arm up to the sky. That's it. Dig those heels down, pull them back. It's going to make a difference. Good. Switch sides. Good. Come back to center and then slowly start to send your legs to straight, but go slow. Wide-legged forward bend. Go slow. Good. Now, once your legs are straight, rebend your knees for just a moment. Yep, just a little bit. Dig the heels down. Good. Now take your sit bones back. Feel your butt pushing back as you push your thighs down into the floor. Push your thighs down into the floor. Go straight with those legs and bow forward. I am the creator of my reality. I am. So I am. And go ahead and take that right arm inside your right leg. Squeeze the arm and the leg toward each other. Take that left arm over your ear, side stretch. Really reach those ribs up as much as you're lengthening, up as much as you're lengthening. Take it to the other side. Lift your head so it's in line with your spine. Pull your throat back. And come on back. Squeeze your legs back together. Bend your knees. Plant your feet. Bring your hands behind you. Fingertips toward the buttocks. Now this time, bend your elbows so you sink back. Curl your chin into your chest. Pull your rib cage in. And then as you begin to lift your chest, press your arms to straight. And then lift your seat up off the floor. Coming into that reverse table. Lowering your butt back down, bend your elbows, sink your chin in and pull back again, draw in. And then before you straighten your arms, begin to lift your chest and then press your arms to straight and lift your seat up again. One more time, lower your seat down, bend your elbows, sink back, feel that difference Feel that fullness in your back body and then lift your chest. Try to keep the fullness in that back body. Lift up. Good. Lower your seat down. This time lift your feet off the floor and come into boat pose. Beautiful. Nice, Jen. Good. And then come back to a comfortable cross-legged seat. Lift your left shin up. Lift your shin up. And then just put your left hand on your left foot and just bring your left knee back behind you. So you're just kind of pressing that back. Yeah. Some of you can actually take that left foot and put it inside your right elbow crease. Some of you just keep opening it by pushing it back. Now, as I push my left knee back, if I'm going there, I'm going to push my sit bone back as well. If I'm putting it into my elbow crease, I'm just going to lift it up, flex that foot, lift my chest. Beautiful. Nice, everybody. Yep. Lower that foot down, change sides. Draw that right hand, that right foot, draw the knee back. And then you may place it in your elbow crease or just keep drawing it back. Super beautiful. Gorgeous. Release, comfortable cross-legged seat. Hands float in front of you, downward facing dog. Roll forward to plank pose. Lower all the way down to your belly. Turn your cheek to the side and rest for a moment. Watching for all the synchronicities in your life, all the things that we kind of write off, little special moments that we just write off as, oh, things happen, but we pay no attention. These are the universe interacting with us, preparing and focusing on the dreams that we have. Turn your cheeks to the other side. And the more that we do this extraordinary work of tapas and svadhyaya, self-study, that's working with the inner light, that understanding that we're here to do this work, the more these really magical moments appear and we see them. It's not like they don't appear for everybody, but we see them. Ishvara Pranidhana, those three. Tapas, svadhyaya, Ishvara Pranidhana. Okay, come back up to that Sphinx pose. Back up to where those elbows are underneath your shoulders. Turn your right forearm so it parallels the front of your mat. Take your left hand back for your left ankle. Thigh stretch. Heel toward the outer hip. Press the heel down. Press the knee down. Lift the chest. And again, that idea of pulling your chest through your hands, but pull your navel in. Beautiful. Gently release, switch sides. Spread your toes, activate through the foot. Good, and then go ahead and reach for both ankles. Take it up to the most beautiful bow pose you've ever done in your whole life. Our next cobra pose. Sweet. Release. And taking it back. Child's pose. Really beautiful, everybody. See those sunbursts within you. Walk your upper body to the right side of your mat, stretching that left side body. And take it to the left side. And slide yourself back onto your hands and knees. And slide your right arm out to the right, threading the needle. Taking that left arm, maybe reaching it forward or up to the thigh, working in those shoulders. Anytime we work in the hips, we would be, what's a good word? We would be, I don't want to say wrong, but it would be disappointing not to work in the shoulders. Low belly stays lifted, navel stays lifted. Slowly come back up and switch sides. Sweet. Inhale, come on up. We're going to come into that full frog. I'm sure you were aware of that. So if you want to put a blanket long side on your mat, just so you have support underneath your knees, and then we'll take your right foot forward. We'll walk to the left until we come to the center of your mat. Saprasarita Padottanasana, nice wide-legged forward bend first. And maybe plant your blanket so it's nice and long, and then just drop down to your knees. As you drop down to your knees, you're going to go into that full frog. Your shins are going to be nice and long, your knees and your ankles in the same line. Your feet are pointing outward, and you come down to your elbows. Now there's a moment where either if you move forward or back, you'll feel more of that sense of resistance. Keep the rib cage in. If you let the rib cage fall to the floor, you'll have too much of an arch in your spine and it won't feel good. And if this just does not feel good on your knees, come into child's pose. Yes, if our hips are a little extra tight here, this won't feel good. And I don't want, it's okay not to feel good. What's not good is if your knees are talking to you. If your knees are screaming and saying, I'm stretching my knees, we should never stretch our knees. If your knees are feeling like they're being pulled, that's a place you come out and go into child's pose. If you don't like this pose, that's different. And again, pressing the hips back or forward, one way or the other will give you a little bit more for you. And then very gently, we walk back, we we lift ourselves way back up into that wide-legged forward bend. So just pop yourself back up. So your legs are nice and long. Your feet are wide apart. Yep. Beautiful. Nice, Angela. Beautiful, everybody. Then walk yourself back to the front of the mat. Step to the front of the mat, standing forward bend. Then roll up one vertebra at a time. Come up slow. And again, just feel. Amazing. I'd like to take it into tree pose here. So hug your right knee into your chest. And then place your foot on the inner thigh or below the knee or posting on the floor. Favorite arm position. Just be interesting when the hips have worked the way they have today, how this pose feels. Don't pop your thighs forward. Good, now draw that knee forward, take your right hand, hold the big toe of your right foot, and just either draw it back like you did when you were seated, so you just like open it up like a half frog, or see if you can take it out to the side, all the way out to a nice long open. Yes. Yes. Thank you all for understanding what I'm saying without me having to say it. Good. Release back down. That's why I say to my teachers whenever I'm training them is that beginner classes are so much harder to teach than the ones I teach. Looks like I make it easy, but teaching you guys is super easy. Hug the other knee into your chest, left knee in. Tree pose first. In some sense, some of you have been with me long enough that I hardly even have to say anything. You go there before I even say it. Yeah, any arm position. And then reach for that foot. If you have socks on, you can reach for the outer foot or hold the big toe just like that. And then take it out or just draw that knee back. Just drawing that knee back is quite lovely too. Sweet. Release down. Very nice. Inhale the arms up to the sky. Exhale, bow forward. I just have two more tricks up my sleeve. Left leg back behind you, lower the knee to the mat. So wouldn't you think after all this work that Hanuman would just be like a blessing? I think so. So stretch that front leg to straight, come into Hanumanasana. I know you agree. Little split pose after all that beautiful hip work you've done. Keep the hips nice and square. Drag that right hip back. So drag that heel down and back. Good. As you slide that foot back, come into lunge. Low lunge, knee on the mat. And then sink deep into your hips. Reach your arms to the sky. That's it, Susan. Beautiful. Nice, Jane. Yep. Yep. Nice, Angela. Nice, Jen. Deeply sink into those hips. Reach high. Pull that throat back. Nice, Elisa. Sarah, gorgeous. Hands down to the floor. Jump switch or step switch. Hanuman, second side. And then as you slide that foot back, see what it means to come into a really beautiful deep lunge, low lunge. Yes, 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 yes. And release your hands down, come into child's pose. Child's pose can be a very nice hip opener too. Maybe separate the knees a little wider, lift low belly. Exhale, come on up. Now's your chance to do an inversion, headstand, handstand, forearm balance, lie on your back, put your legs up the wall, whatever is your fancy today. Gayatri Mantra is a sacred prayer dedicated to the goddess Gayatri, feminine aspect of pure consciousness. Divine light, she creates all life. She resides within the heart of human souls as she outwardly enhances in the splendor of the natural world. She's definitely that place that we return again and again to tapas, Padhyaya, and Ishvapranidhana. She is that place of the earth and the heaven and beyond. She's a sacred source that's revealed. She's the all-pervading light. And she's definitely a study in love, consciousness. And you notice when you're ever in that momentum of destroying the body, and I know that we don't do it purposefully, most of us, but we do it on a very unconscious level sometimes. And we often have a dimming of that light. I notice it myself, even for me who does quite a few things in the very healing aspect and taking good care of myself, I also like to do the things that don't always take care of myself. And I've been noticing in these last days from the first until now, we've been doing our everyday magic, and I've been doing everything to the utmost of my ability to do the most blessed things for myself, which means stay away from things that I know are not good for me. And I cannot tell you how it's so, and I know you all know this, but when you stay away from things that don't necessarily serve your brightest light, you don't even crave those things anymore. But when you actually indulge in things that don't shine your light so bright, you crave the things that don't shine your light so bright. It's a human thing. So the more that we feed this inner light, the more that we feed ourselves, the more that we attract those things that feed us well. Good. Beginning to take yourself out of your inversion and finding yourself lying on your back with your head to the front of your mat, hugging your knees into your chest. Lifting and shifting your hips to the right, let your knees drop to the left. Final twist. And switching to the other side. Surprising how Shavasana creeped up on us, isn't it? It's here. And then when you feel complete, release your legs, release your arms. Make sure you're warm. We're still not quite to that spring fever yet, so put a blanket on. And then completely relax. Let yourself go. Ever so gently begin to deepen your breath. Let your body begin to stretch and yawn in any way that serves you well. If you're lying on your back, hug your knees into your chest, roll to the right side, come on up to sit. Bring your hands together at your heart center. And as always, I am so grateful to do this work with you. Even though we must do our own work, we do it together. We inspire each other. We support each other. The community is everything. It reminds us that we do have this effulgent light, light of God, the light of the goddess that lives within us. And may we activate that over and over and over again so that we make a difference in this world. We raise the vibration and we leave it in a more beautiful place than we arrived. Inhale for the sound of Om, deep breath in. Letting your hands for space between your breath. Namaste, everybody. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful day. I will see you all soon.
Thank you, Sheryl.
You're welcome. Hopefully tomorrow night, come join us. Same that channel. Sign up at Naturally Yoga. Good to see you. Great. Ciao, ciao. Oh, Angela, Sunday for care time, please. Thank you, Angela. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Love, love. Angela, I will, oops.